Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 3.5 Notes. Today we're talking about writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Now, parallel lines. What do we know about parallel lines? Well, let's look at those two lines. Well, one, they're not touching, okay? Remember, we're looking at these guys right there. They don't touch. What do we know about their slope? Well, let's find out. The slope of my first one from one point to the other is up 3 over 1. Now what about my second line? I go up 3 over 1. So if you notice, they have the exact same slope. Okay? But now let's look at the next one. Okay? From point 1 to point 2, our first is 3 over 1. But now our other line for the perpendicular, I went down 1 over 3. Okay? And the first thing I notice is one is that they're opposites. What that means is one is positive and one is negative. And the other thing that I notice is that it's a reciprocal. Okay? 3 over 1, 1 over 3. So when we have perpendicular lines, their slopes are opposite reciprocals. Okay? So let's take a look. Write a slope-intercept equation of a line with the given characteristics. Okay, they want a line that's perpendicular to the slope of 1/2. Okay, so if my current slope, zoom in a little bit, if our current slope is 1/2, okay, I want the opposite reciprocal of that. So our new slope, opposite is going to make it negative, and 2 over 1, which is the same thing as -2. Okay, and now that we have that, we can plug it into point slope. Okay, I know the slope is -2, and then we're plugging in 7 and 6. So from here, guys, should be smooth sailing. We have to distribute. We get y minus 7 equals -2x plus 12. Okay, and then to get the y all by itself, we need to subtract 7. And we get y equals -2x plus 5 is our final answer. Oh, guess what? We were supposed to add that. It's not plus 5. What is it? 19. Got to be careful with those small mistakes, guys. Okay? Okay, looking at number 2. This says that it wants a line parallel. Parallel means the same slope. Okay? The slope is 5. So I'm going to steal the slope, because it says right there, the slope is 5. And then we've got the point, so 4, and this is going to change to a +2. Okay? So, same thing. Distribute. We get y minus 4 equals 5x plus 10. And we want to add the 4 because we're doing the opposite. And we get y equals 5x plus 14. Okay? So the only new thing that they're showing us right now is the slope. Okay? Is it opposite, or is it parallel, or is it perpendicular? And you need to know those definitions. Okay? So now it's saying that we want it aligned parallel to negative 1/3 x plus 5 through the point negative 3, 7. I'd be like, Mr. Grice, they don't give me the slope. Yeah, they do. Slope's right there. Okay? We have to steal the slope from that other equation and then plug into point slope. Okay? So we get negative 1/3 where the slope goes, and then we have 7, and then this changed to plus 3. Okay? So go ahead and distribute. We get y minus 7 equals negative 1/3 x, and negative 1/3 times 3 gives us negative 1. Okay? We have to add the 7 to the other side, and then we get our answer of y equals negative 1/3 x plus 6. Now, they want a line parallel. If it's parallel, it means it's going to have the same slope. So, are the slopes still the same? Yeah. So they're going to be parallel. Okay, for this one, a line perpendicular to y equals negative 4/3 x minus 8 through the point negative 8, 5. Okay, so our slope is negative 4/3, but I want the opposite reciprocal. So it's a negative, so now it's going to be a positive. And then I take the reciprocal of that, so it's a positive 3/4. Okay, let's plug in the information. That's where the slope goes. We got negative 5 plus 8. So y minus 5 equals 3/4 x plus 3/4 times 8 is 6. To get the y by itself, we have to add the 5 to the other side, and we get y equals 3/4x plus 11. You guys starting to get a hang of this? All right. Why don't you guys try to see if you can do 5 all on your own? Remember, it's parallel, and they're telling you the slope. So go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, and there's all the work. So you get y plus 3 equals 1/4 x plus 12. Distribute the 1/4, and you get 1/4 x plus 3, and subtract the 3 to both sides. The 3's actually cancel on both sides, and we're left with y equals 1/4 x. Okay, number 6, once again, why don't you guys try it on your own? Okay, remember the first thing that you need to do is, since it's perpendicular, we want the opposite reciprocal of the slope. Okay, so figure that out and then go ahead and pause the video. Try it out. Let's see how you do. Okay, the opposite reciprocal of negative 1/5 is 5. So our slope is 5. So y plus 3 equals 5 parentheses x plus 1. Distribute and you get 5x plus 5. Subtract 3 and you're left with y equals 5x plus 2. All right, let's do a couple more together. Okay, number 7, they want parallel. So that means I got to steal my slope. Remember that there's an imaginary 1 right there, so our slope is negative 1. Throw it into point slope. That's where our slope goes. This changes to a positive 9 and minus 5. After you distribute, you get negative 1x plus 5. And subtract the 9 to both sides. You're left with y equals negative 1x minus 4. Okay. Number 8. Keyword perpendicular. There's our slope. If our slope is saying it's 4/3, if I want the opposite reciprocal, it's going to turn into a negative 3/4. Okay? Okay, so just plugging everything into point slope, it's negative 3/4, and then negative 1 plus 4. Go ahead and distribute. You get negative 3/4x minus 3. Then add the 1 to both sides. And you're left with y equals negative 3/4x minus 2. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to do is try number 9 and 10 on your own, okay? You need to pay attention to what it's asking for, if it's parallel or if it's perpendicular, okay? You need to know that you need to plug it right away into point slope for both of those. And then your final answer will be in y equals mx plus b slope intercept. Okay? Go ahead and pause the video and good luck. Okay, and there are your answers. Now, if you have any questions on this or any other problems to 3.5, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. And your homework is directly below, and make sure that you put that on a separate sheet. Okay? That's it for Algebra 1, Unit 3.5 notes, Day 1. As always, thanks for watching.